All right, I am officially done. This is the last thing I'm going to do before I before I launch my website. That sounds funny to say, my website. Yeah. So basically, for the last 2.5 days, I've been sort of locked up in the crib, working on machadesandhoney.com, and so I can't even talk about the process. But actually, I can talk about the process, and I should talk about it because it's interesting. In that I discovered the site that I use, which is www.wix.com, to create the site, and I discovered that site based upon the conversation I had with the wonderful woman I stayed with in Mexico, named Sylvia. And so she put me on, like, literally, like, right before I should have been packing up my stuff to leave. We started rapping, and it just, was kind of just quite fortuitous for me to come up, for her to provide this information, because I've been debating about what to do about the blog, and it's just not really meeting my needs. What can I do to have a better platform to express all these ideas and thoughts and experiences? And she put me on a Wix, and so I've been grinding for the last 2.5 days, kind of like a crazy person. I'm already, backtrack a little bit. Like I have been back for about 5 days from Mexico, and the thing about this kind of travel is that it's not like, I would never call it a vacation. There's nothing vacation-y about it. Like, vacation in the sense that you're away from the norm, but not vacation as in like you're resting. I mean, this was an exhausting trip. Like, I'm still trying to get my stuff together. I mean, that's why part of it wasn't even an issue about whether to go out and do things, because I just had no desire to be around a lot of folks. It's 3 weeks being real social, and I'm an extrovert, part time, or I'd say an introvert that plays an extrovert very well. And so I need to decompress. I need to process. I need to be dolo. And so I've basically taken these last few days to work on the site and to kind of reflect on that experience in Mexico, because this was really the first time that I decided to kind of put all of the info out about the trip. And it was a lot of work, and I hope that the site reflects that. I hope that's, got some juicy information and stories kind of there. And I'm thinking back on the fact that, the reality is that Mexico was the 10th country that I traveled to in 2014. 10th. Yes. And yet it was the first one that I really wrote about the whole time. So that's a bit of a problem. But what I'd like to do is, as a year in review, and backtrack and talk about Colombia, Ecuador, Anguilla, St. Martin, Denmark, Hungary, Austria, Czech Republic, Japan, and Mexico. That should be 10. So those are the 10 countries that I visited in 2014, which is just bananas. And so I'd like to go back a little bit and present some of the information just for those that are interested, and just to kind of put that out into the world. But this was the first attempt to really blog it, to really like get on there and blog. And it's actually really fun. I would call this a labor of love. And I'm excited about the site, and I'm excited that this Mexico opportunity was the first one to kind of put it out there. Like I said, Mexico was a great opportunity. That was a great experience. Hit up 6 states, 10 different cities, more or less, in Mexico, and it's interesting because people want to hit you up, and yeah, I was nervous too. You hear about like the narco stuff going on in the north, and some kind of dangerous situations, and you get there and you're like, oh shit, like, what's gonna go down? And then it was just, I mean, surprisingly, like, just cool as hell. Like, I could do DF is like one of my favorite cities in Latin America right now. Like, I really, Distrito Federal, like the Mexico City, was a really dope experience to me. And again, like, it felt super safe. And I'm sure there's shit that's going down, but like, realistically, I mean, you have people hitting me like, "Oh, you worried about getting kidnapped?" It's like, are you reading anything that I'm writing? Like, people say stuff, and it's like, are you paying attention? Do you get my experiences? Like, what I'm doing, are you actually following? Or are you just saying random shit? And do you think that you really know better than me about what's going on right now? I mean, some people obviously do. They have like insight and they know. but it'd be the most random people that got shit to say, and you're like, okay, you don't know anything though. So that's always interesting. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed Mexico. Like, I mean, it just was so diverse, so many great experiences. I mean, of course, it had its like bumps in the road or whatever. And that's just, but nothing really, nothing major happened on a bad tip. So yeah, that was yeah. I guess just read all about it. And this is the closing post for Mexico, the Carmen Jones Sandiego's 21 Days in Mexico. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Check it out. It's about to go live like a wire. 90s hip hop, I tell you. Anyway, all right. So check it out. All right.